Okay, so you're a music producer and you just feel stuck at the moment. You keep playing the same progression over and over and you just feel a bit stuck. I'm here to tell you there's a system you can learn that you can be able to overcome that obstacle, okay? I'm gonna teach you these steps in the way that you can understand, and hopefully by the end of this, you should be able to upgrade on your music production skill, coming up with different progressions, coming up with different melodies. If you're a producer and you want to learn about this, let's get into it right now. My name is Nash, I'm a music producer and musician, and into this video I'm going to break down, what is a whole step and a half step, how to come up with these major minor scales, and we're going to learn about relative keys and the number system. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so whole step, half step. Before you can understand scales, chords, or progression, you need to understand just two things: half steps and whole steps. So, what is a half step? A half step is the smallest distance between two notes, all right? You move to the very next key, no skipping. White to black, black to white if there's no black keys in between. So what that's saying is you're not skipping any notes, you just go in half step up. From C will be C sharp, okay? Half step up from C sharp, or if you say C sharp or D flat, okay? Half step up from C sharp will be D. Half step up from D will be D sharp or E flat. Half step up from that will be E, okay? So you got C to C sharp, okay? So you got C to C sharp, and E to F, B to C. B will be here. So half step up would be C. That's what you call a half step. A half step is the smallest distance between two notes. Okay, so that's a half step. So what's a whole step? So whole step is two half step combines, okay? You got C and D, so what you're basically doing is you're skipping a note, right? And then you're going to the next note. So that's a whole step. So you got C to D, D to E, F to G, A to B, okay? So C, skip a note to D, that's a whole step. D to E, that's a whole step because you skip the note, this note here. And then E to F sharp, let's just say F sharp. C to F sharp, that's a whole step up, okay? The magic formula, right? So there's a formula that we use to, work out any major scales, okay? And we just went back and we talked about, whole steps and half step. You know how to find a whole step, how to go whole step up or a half step up. So we're gonna implement this into a formula now, okay? We got WWH, WWWH. So whole step, half step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, half step, okay? So that's the formula we're gonna use to form any major scale, but we're just gonna stay in the note of C, the key of C, and we're gonna form C major scale, okay? So the first step will be C, so a whole step up from C will be D, a whole step up from D will be E, a half step up from E, because we're on the H now, half step up from E, half step up from E will be, we're not skipping a note because it's half step, so it will be F, all right? So a whole step up from F will be G, because we're skipping a note. And a whole step up from G, skipping a note, will be A. If you said A, that's right. And a whole step up from A will be B. And then we go back to C, which would be a half step up, okay, which we come back home here. You know that formula, you can be able to form any scale. So formula is whole step, in the key of C sharp now, or D flat, whole step up, whole step up, half step up, whole step up, whole step up, half step, sorry, whole step up again, and then half step up. So same again. That's in D. Okay. So the C major scale is the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right? So we kind of demonstrate how to do it in different keys, but let's try it in G as well. So we're going to figure out the notes together. Yeah. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Yeah. Keep this formula in the head. So it's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's how you form any major scale, okay? So when I started playing music, I didn't know anything about this formula. Me learning this, it became so easy for me to understand how to navigate myself on the keys, okay? Being in church and stuff, I had to learn how to move around with this. Like someone might say, oh, you need to go a half step up. Firstly, I didn't understand what they were talking about. Do you know what I mean? It's not until I went to like music school and the tutor was like, oh, this is called a whole step and this is called a half step. This is what you need to do and this is what you need to do when someone says that, or even forming the chord progressions and stuff. When I got this, it was so easy for me to, you know, navigate myself playing live or working with other musicians because they all speak the same language in a way. So this is very fundamental for you to understand. You need to remember a whole step, yeah, you skip one note, okay? Half step, the next note, you don't skip a note, okay? So WWH, WWWH, WWH, WWWH, okay? Just remember that formula. Keep it right along somewhere, you know, put it on your phone, memorize it, put it on your computer as a sticky note. Then when you sit to your keys, you just remember that WWH, WWWH, okay? I want you guys to meet all the 12 notes on these keys, okay? Before scales, you need to know every note that exists, okay? So it's normally, if you play all the keys and the keys like going up chromatically, right? That, my friend, is a chromatic scale. So you got very easy, just going up. All the keys, all the keys, all the keys going up. Dip, up, 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 up. Back down. Back down. Yeah? Only 12 notes in all music, okay? Every song ever made sees notes from this set, okay? So the white keys, you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, right? Then the black keys is either sharps or flat, okay? Depends on what you want to say, okay? So you got C sharp, you got D sharp, you got F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. So C, semitone up, C sharp. Remember we talked about D, semitone up, D sharp, F, semitone up, F sharp, G, semitone up, G sharp, A, semitone up, A sharp. Or if you're coming down that way, you can say B, semitone down, B flat, A, semitone down, A flat, G, semitone down, G flat, E, semitone down, E flat, D, semitone down, D flat. Okay, so here are some half step examples. You got C to C sharp, so white to black keys, then E to F, there's no black keys in between that, so there's E to F, so semitone up, and then G sharp to A, so G sharp to A is a semitone up from there, and then B to C, okay, semitone up, semitone up, semitone up, semitone up, right? Now whole step example, right? So let's work out this together. So C to D, skip C sharp in between, so we're skipping C sharp, right? D to E, right? So skip D sharp in the middle, so skip that black note and we're coming straight to the E, and then F to G, so F to G, skip F sharp, then go straight to G, then A to B, skip B flat or A sharp, straight to B, okay? So let's build the G major scale using the formula, all right? So we got G, right, here, the first note, which is there, okay? Then you got A, second note. Then you got B, third note. Then you got C, fourth note, which is a whole step. I mean half step, sorry. Then whole step up from that note will be a D, because you got the W there. Then whole step up from D will be E, right? Then a whole step off from E will be F sharp. There you go. If you notice that F sharp appears in this G major scale, okay, just because we keep using the formula, okay? So this is why the formula is important. It's just a pattern in the way you can work out these major scales. Okay, I want you to practice to try and build D major scale yourself. If you want, you can pause the video now just to work that out yourself. So if you worked out, so the D major scale will be from D, right? We got a whole step up from D will be E, E, a whole step up from E will be F sharp, half step up from F sharp will be G, whole step up from G will be A, Whole step up from A will be B. Whole step up from B will be C sharp. C sharp, then half step from that will be back to that. So it goes. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. D to E, E to F sharp to G, D to A to B, B to C sharp, and then C sharp back to D. Okay? So why does this matter? Okay? Because one formula unlocks every key in music. One formula, all 12 keys. You don't memorize every key separately, you memorize the formula. So you need to just keep memorizing the formula. If you memorize the formula, you should be able to work at any major scale on the keyboard. Once you get the formula in your head, you should be able to work it out by yourself. Yeah? It's not hard, guys. Okay? From all the same formulas, you got C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Same, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and so on and so forth. Okay? This is how professional musicians think. This is how we, when we approach music, yeah, we have formulas in our head that we already memorize, okay? And it's within us, and we just execute that whilst we're playing, yeah? So I know some of this might be difficult for you guys to understand, so you need at least a guide to obviously guide you. So I've put together like a little guide. It's in every key. You should be able to have a visual representation of playing these chords in every key. So this might be some type of material that you guys want. So I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can obviously grab that if you need it, which I recommend.